Now, the ICC has banned transgender women from international cricket following a 9-month consultation period. They argue it's to protect the integrity of the women's game and the safety of players. The board said any male to female participants who have been through any form of male puberty will not be eligible to participate in the international women's game, regardless of any surgery or gender reassignment treatment they may have undertaken. The new policy is based on the following principles: protection of the integrity of the women's game, safety, fairness and inclusion.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It is your host, as you know, JD, bringing you another video. I hope you've all had a great day. I hope you're all having a great end to your week. As I keep on mentioning, this will be one of the last times I use this sort of setup with the webcam, etc, etc. I do apologize. My SD card broke the other day, so I've been using this just to get by, but it has finally arrived, so as of tomorrow it will go back to normal. But nonetheless, in this video we will be showing sporting organizations out there who refuse or who are scared to change their policies just how easy it is to make your sports fair, safe and obviously protect the integrity of it. It's all about cricket today, a sport I didn't know was going through this issue, but of course with more eyes on the situations happening in women's sports, more and more stories get exposed. But the International Cricket Council, the ICC, have just announced they will be banning men from competing in the women's category in women's fixtures at an international level. And along with that headline, we have a male cricketer who obviously isn't too happy about this. They were only competing in the male side of things in 2020. Yeah, but they've come out and now called it quits after a policy has now been put in place to stop cheating. Interesting how it works, right? But the Daily Mail go on to report. Angry Aussie cricket star lashes out as he reveals his career is over after sports bosses ban trans players born as men from women's competitions. Great news. Australian cricketer Daniel McGahey has confirmed his career is over after the International Cricket Council banned transgender players born as men from playing women's fixtures at an international level. Taken to Instagram, McGahey stated following the ICC's decision, "It is with a very heavy heart that I must say my international cricketing career is over. As quickly as it begun, it must now end." Well, I might shed a tear. While I hold my opinions on the ICC's decision, they are irrelevant. What matters is the message being sent to millions of trans women today, a messaging saying that we don't belong. Well, that's just simply not true, is it? It's not true. You do belong, just in the right category. And it's a great message sent to all women, right? They're saying we care about you, the sport, the integrity of it, over inclusivity. How many sporting organizations fail to do that? I promise I will not stop fighting for equality for us in our sport. We deserve the right to play cricket at the highest level. We are not a threat to the integrity or safety of the sport. Never stop fighting. Well, I will say I think women deserve the right to compete at an elite level without men also compromising the sport. But again, we see this all the time with this sort of thing. They never talk about the women's feelings towards this, right? It's always me, how I feel. No consideration for all the women who don't want to compete against men, which matter more than this person's feelings. Pretty simple. McGahey, however, previously played men's club cricket in Melbourne before moving to Canada in 2020. Yeah, of course it's Canada as well, where he quickly caught the attention of Cricket Canada selectors due to his prowess at the crease. He began transitioning medically in May of 2021, and in September this year, McGahey became the first transgender cricketer to take part in an official international match where he represented Canada in a T20 match against Brazil. So 3 years ago, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video as well, he was competing against men, moves over to Canada, and then within 3 years, he finds himself competing against other women, because as the article also states, he very quickly caught the attention of Cricket Canada selectors due to his prowess at the crease. So he probably hit the ball very hard, a lot harder than all the women, and moved a lot faster, carried a huge presence, because that physical advantage, the biological advantage, is still there, as liberals like to deny. But now this has all come to an end because of this policy, right? They've decided to quit, which tells me when people act like this, they don't actually care about the sport, because if you love the sport so much, you would then just compete against men, because you were only competing against them 3 years ago. How much difference does 3 years really make? So it's not about competing in the sport, it's just these people desperately want to compete alongside and against women. In a statement released on Tuesday, the governing body concluded they had made the decision to protect the safety of female players following a 9-month consultation process. The statement from the ICC read, "The new policy is based on the following principles in order of priority. Protection of the integrity of the women's game." That's at the height of their priorities, at the very top, not inclusivity. Amazing. Safety, fairness, and then inclusion. And this means any male to female participants who have been through any form of male puberty will not be eligible to participate in the international women's game regardless of any surgery or gender reassignment treatment they may have undertaken. The review, which was led by the ICC Medical Advisory Committee chaired by Dr. Peter Harcourt, relates solely to gender eligibility for international women's cricket, whilst gender eligibility at a domestic level is a matter for each individual member board, which may be impacted by local legislation. The regulations will be reviewed within 2 years, so it's still at a domestic level, grassroots level, etc., etc. This situation still could go down, but I imagine when other, boards see what is going on, maybe they'll take the same steps as well to make sure the sport is safe, fair, and again, protect the integrity of it for women. The ICC Chief Executive Geoff Allardyce added, "The changes to the gender eligibility regulations resulted from an extensive consultation process and is founded in science and aligned with the core principles developed during the review." So, science, fact, something liberals do not like to see. I've said it's like Dracula when he sees a cross. They just want to run in the opposite direction. No, I can't believe it's in front of me. Fly away. Yeah. Inclusivity is incredibly important to us as a sport, but our priority was to protect the integrity of the international women's game and the safety of the players. Look how easy it is to come out and say that. Where do you ever see a sporting organization really come out with this sort of wording? Most of them are scared to. They refuse to. But the ICC is, really making a mark here, making a stand and saying, hey, look, we understand certain things go on, but we want to protect the game. We want to make the sport safe for women. The ICC's previous player eligibility regulations, which were released in 2018 before being amended 3 years later, stated that trans women wishing to compete in international women's cricket needed to demonstrate the concentration of testosterone in his serum has been less than 5 nanomoles continuously for a period of at least 12 months, and that he is ready, willing, and able to continue to keep it below that level for so long as he continues to compete. They were also required to provide a written and signed declaration in a form satisfactory to the designated medical officer that his gender identity is female. Cricket joins athletics, cycling, swimming, and both rugby codes in banning transgender women from taking part in elite women's competitions at international level. See how much change is happening? This is what happens when people speak out against this issue, women take action. These organizations have to put a policy in place that is really all about common sense and should be there in the first place, right? However, the ICC statement confirms domestic boards will be given the final say on player eligibility for their own competitions. We continue to review our transgender policy considering inclusivity, safety, and fairness, and will consider these new ICC regulations as part of this work, the England and Wales Cricket Board said, according to Sky News. So it seems like at a domestic level there could be some changes coming about as well, which would be amazing for the sport and the women involved. But cricket becomes the next sport to take a stand on this issue. We also have, obviously, as we discussed, one of these players who is now quitting because they can't compete against women, and they make it about themselves. It's how I feel. Oh, I can't play any longer. I can't play in a category I want to play in. I'm now forced to compete in the right category. It's the worst thing on the planet. I must now retire, and then emotionally guilt trip people along with that. It's really strange how we see these headlines as well, and it's always the same with the mainstream media, that people are getting banned, right? They get banned from the sport. That's not happening, right? We need to clear that one up. People are just being required to compete in the right category like they should be. But leave your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen, on the ICC changing their policies and this cricketer who is now retired because they can't compete against women. If you have enjoyed today, then please, for me also, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Comment on this video, share this video. But until next time, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.